recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivia Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivia Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Chris.
Yo, we going down to Sesame Street.
That's your impression of hardcore rap?
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list. Oh my God.
You were like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
And the rest of the Trivia Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes a pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan, and I am here today with the one and only Nick Groves. Hello, Nick.
Hello, Jonathan. How are you today?
I'm good. We're making a regular habit of showing up on these recordings.
Yeah, it's been a couple in a row. I'm sure everybody's getting sick of me.
I, honest to God, took you out of the game this morning when Kit sent it to me, and then Aaron called in sick. It's like, hey, Nick. So I appreciate you being here. We have some amazing guests today. First up, Cameron Spoor is with us today. Hello, Cameron.
Hello. Joy to be here.
Good to have you here. Justin Mott is with us today. Hello, Justin.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy. And Clint Givens is with us today. Hello, Clint.
Hey, Jonathan.
All right. I want to get to know all of you a little bit better. Cameron, we're going to start with you. Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Definitely. My name is Cameron. I live in Austin, Texas. During the day, I work for a nonprofit that helps with a summer literacy program for the kids. And then during the year, some food needs and hygiene product needs for the parents of low-income families in the east part of town. Okay. And a fun thing about me is that trivia has played a rather significant role in my life. Years ago, I showed up with friends, what was supposed to be with friends, to pub trivia, but nobody else showed up. They all bailed on me except for one other person. We played, we talked to each other. Later on, she asked me out on a date. That person is now my wife and the mother of my child. And I eventually found out that it's not like everybody else bailed. What really happened was she had privately convinced everyone else to not show up that night because she wanted to have one-on-one time to get to know me.
That's Get amazing. Out of here.
That is a 100% true story.
Okay. If y'all are out there looking for a special someone, especially if you're a lady doing this, that's brilliant. You can just follow that lead. That is just beat the dude over the head and say, hey, I'm interested.
And it was a built-in, 2 hours of hearing how the other person thinks, how they cooperate. A lot of the standard tests were performed just by default of that event, actually.
That is so freaking brilliant. I love it. Kudos to her. Amazing. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we are glad to have you here, my friend. All right, Justin, top that. Where are you from? What you do?
Oh, I can't top that. I'm Justin Mott. Currently reside in Peculiar, Missouri, which is about 30 minutes south of Kansas City, Missouri.
You said Peculiar, Missouri?
That is correct.
Okay.
It's a little odd, isn't it?
Sounds a little odd.
Yep. Yeah. I'm a fire protection engineer. So if you look at your building and see sprinklers coming out of the ceiling or other such notification devices that there are fires, that's part of my job. Something fun about myself. I was once name dropped in a comic strip, so I can literally say, I'll see you in the funny papers.
Ooh. Really? How did that, which funny paper and how did that happen?
It was in the comic strip Zits. So the writer of the comic strip used to live in my neck of the woods. And his daughter went to the same high school I did. So we were having He
went to high school at the same time as his daughter?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
Yep. So they were doing a fundraising activity, and one of the things up for the school auction to raise funds was get your name in the comic strip. So my grandmother actually bid it and won and threw my name in the ring.
That's really fun. I like that a lot.
Yep. I'll send a copy of the strip to you, Jonathan, so you can put it into the Facebook group, or I can just do that myself once this episode drops.
Yeah, once we do the episode drop and we do the spoiler thread, that's where to put it. All right, well, Justin, fantastic to have you here. Thank you, sir. And Clint Givens, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Hey, I am Clint Givens, and I'm from Norman, Oklahoma. I am a high school math teacher. Justin flashing the Longhorn symbol in the background.
I'm a cowboy.
There.
I'm a cowboy.
Oh. Yeah, that's what that was. Wow. That's fine. That's fine.
Who are the Cowboys?
Farmer and the Cowboy
Texas
should be
Tech?
friends.
I'm terrible at
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
No, thank you for Justin Blackman, dude. Freaking Oklahoma State.
Is now a good time to say I went to A&M, and you already heard me live in Austin, so you can guess where my wife went to school?
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, this is a Texas-focused show. Texas-Oklahoma area.
Yeah, something special about me or something interesting, maybe. I don't think I can top either of those. But many of the questions you will hear in this game are taken from the first and only live hosting trivia gig that I ever did, which was for the students at my school. It's a residential school, and Saturday night, some of the students were there on the weekend, and the dorm director and myself put on a trivia game for them. And you will hear some of those questions along with some new material.
That's really fun. I'm excited about that. And Clint, the reason that we reached out and asked if you would guest host is that when you submit questions, they are typically, I find myself having, parsing through your questions for my favorites without going overboard because you're such a good question writer.
The number of people I've heard from us hosts going, and this is our Clint Givens round. Right.
You're making me blush, guys.
Carmela did really great in the last game, had some really fantastically clued and worded questions. So I think the pairing of these two episodes is going to be really good together.
Including one question from, what was the name? Benedict Cumberbatch? Who was the question from the last game?
Christina
Babadook. Catherine.
Something.
Yeah. Hi, Catherine.
Okay, well, no pressure on me for the questions this game.
Right.
No, you're going to be great. Now that we've gotten to know everybody a little bit better, I think it's time right now to get started with Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
Clint, take it away.
It's time to warm it up. I've got a list here from CelebrityNetWorth.com, who I trust implicitly. And it's from March 2023. They have listed all of the television actors who have ever been paid at least $1 million per episode for a season of television.
Whoa.
I would like for you, so there are 36 names on this list. And to make it a little more interesting, I'm going to cross off anyone who was on the main cast of Friends as potential answers, leaving 30 different names that you could potentially give me who have been a TV actor paid $1 million per episode or more. Let's start with you, Nick.
I'm going to go with Kaylee Cuoco.
Kaylee Cuoco from Big Bang Theory is a correct answer.
All right.
I'm realizing just how poor my memory is sometimes, and the moment we're like, oh, that's a good idea. Well, who is?
Yeah.
Oh, what's that name? Crap, I don't know this person's name.
Yeah. In fact, which character in the Big Bang Theory is that person, Nick? Am I allowed to ask?
Penny.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. When I started out on the show, like back when my first episode 190, I think I went 3 or 4 appearances without getting a warming up Chris question right. Yeah. And the last couple have just been very much in my wheelhouse.
Sounds fair.
Let's go for the second one to you, Justin.
Woo! I'm gonna stay in the same vein and go Jim Parsons.
That's the name.
Jim Parsons is the other one who is on the Big Bang Theory, or one of the other ones on the Big Bang Theory. Very good. Cameron.
Okay, let's try Mayim Bialik, with apologies if I butchered the name.
Mayim Bialik is not a correct answer, I'm afraid. I led you down the garden path. There is I will tell you, there's another Big Bang Theory, but it's not her. And I had never heard of this person. I don't watch that show myself.
Okay.
Who's next?
Next is you, Jonathan.
I'll see if I can close out the Big Bang Theory and say Johnny Galecki.
That is the one whose name I was not familiar with. Johnny Galecki is a correct answer. And we are out of Big Bang Theory names.
Oh, good to know.
Which means you'll have to go somewhere else, Nick.
It saves you from guessing Simon Helberg.
Yeah, that's fair. I thought they all made the same at a certain point.
That point was not at the $1 million level, apparently.
Apparently not. They probably made the same thing. Why don't we go with Michael Richards?
Michael Richards is not correct.
Whoa,
sorry.
I'm surprised.
No chance that he's not on that list.
I'm surprised.
There's no chance.
I do not have him on this March 2023 list from CelebrityNetworth.com.
Boo.
Clint, I do have a question about the list here, and I don't know if you can do it just by looking at it. When we say $1 million for television, are we including streaming television? Like non-network based stuff, but current, like Netflix television?
The answer is yes, we are.
Okay.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Can I piggyback on that and ask if this includes atypical things that perhaps were just less than a full-fledged repetitive series? I'm trying to stay vague.
Yeah, good question. This does include limited series, so just maybe 8 or 10 episodes. Okay. Now that I've said that, looking through here, oh no, definitely this does include streaming. Yes, positive, 100%. Next up is Justin.
Okay. I'm going to stick on the sitcom, and let's go with Neil Patrick Harris.
Ooh.
Patrick Harris is a great and incorrect guess.
I don't think any of them made $1 million an episode.
I'm gonna help you out a little bit, folks. There's a number on this list who are best known for TV roles, but there's also not an insignificant amount who you might think more of as movie actors who have had a turn on TV once or twice. So that's another possibility for you.
That was kind of my Neil Patrick Harris route. Is he's done such enough that maybe his cumulative resume gave him a little bit of pay bump.
Yeah, no, I got cute with my last one. I've got a dozen more. I'm going to stop being cute and start going for the head.
Stop being cute and start answering correctly. That's a good strategy in trivia. Cameron.
Okay, I'm going to try and do a fringe guess here and say a name we already mentioned, Benedict Cumberbatch, in case Sherlock was really successful.
Oh, that's a good guess.
Benedict Cumberbatch is not correct.
Okay.
Bring us back into the light, Jonathan.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld is a correct answer. Well done.
Yeah, I got cute. I was trying to go with the
cute. I'm like, he was on my list too, but I wasn't going to start with him.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to start. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to go for the top from now on.
And it is back to you, Nick.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen is correct. Good job with 2.5 Men. Justin.
Sandra Oh.
Ooh. Sandra Oh did not earn $1 million per episode on television. But we're back to you, Cameron. Yet.
Right, yeah. Still got to check.
Or maybe she has since March 2023. I don't know.
Oh, that's
Cameron.
True. I'm going to keep trying. I feel like I'm in the fringe trying these ancillary guesses, but I'm just going to keep going down this way and say Zach Braff.
Oh, I don't think Scrubs ever was $1 million an episode.
Probably not.
I'm afraid not.
That's fine.
No.
That's fine.
I forgive you.
Start.
Jonathan, what do you got for me?
I want to take a stab at George Clooney from ER.
Ooh, too early.
Yeah, $1 million.
George Clooney from ER is probably a little too early for $1 million an episode.
Though.
I think Friends, though, was the first $1 million a season, and that was later on. And I think Clooney was off
before that.
Seinfeld, yeah.
Oh, they were roughly the same. No,
they got to $1 million. The same.
The debut of the show was earlier for Seinfeld. The contracts giving them $1 million an episode did not come in season 1. They came later on, and I think Friends got there before Seinfeld. I think the Friends got there before Seinfeld did.
Do you guys want to know the actual answer?
The second year of Friends.
Was it
He
really?
ended in 98.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm wrong. It happens. I know it's shocking to you that I'm wrong, but it does happen every once in a while.
It's not shocking to have you be wrong. It is shocking to hear you admit it.
The Friends cast were earning $1 million in the 9th and 10th season of that show, but Seinfeld was the very first TV actor to earn $1 million an episode.
All right.
The more you know.
Yeah.
That just eliminated 2 people from my list.
Yeah. I'm writing down a lot of implicit clues here.
Nick, I think we are on you again.
All right. Kelsey Grammer.
Yes.
Kelsey Grammer for Frasier is correct.
There you go.
Well done. And Justin, we are back to you.
Tom Selleck, Blue Bloods.
Tom Selleck is not a correct answer, I'm afraid. Kind of hit or miss with these. But Justin, what can you give me?
I just did.
My apologies. Cameron,
You got another
what
one?
can you give me?
I'll wait my turn.
You know, if Charlie Sheen was a correct answer, is that right?
Yes.
That is right.
Ashton Kutcher?
Ashton Kutcher did not earn $1 million.
I'm doing great, guys.
Television.
I'm going to keep the basement warm down here. Y'all keep going.
Let's see, Jonathan, and then maybe after that we'll do one more round.
I'm going to take a stab at the Stranger Things phenomenon and guess Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder, you might have thought so, but she did not.
Fair enough.
She did not earn $1 million an episode. Let's try one more time, and then, or do you just want to just pool our efforts for a minute? Do you want to go straight there now?
Yeah, we can start throwing out some guesses.
Okay, I'll try another mini thing of sorts. Did David Tennant get it when he came back to Doctor Who this recent time?
No.
I hope not. That stuff's terrible.
Not on my list.
So
All right.
good.
How about the Good Place? Kristen Bell or Ted Danson?
No. I love that show, but they did
All right.
not get $1 million for it.
I have a couple that I'm pretty confident in, but one that I'm going to reach on. The new show, the morning show that's streaming with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. I know you said you eliminated the Friends, so does that count?
Jennifer Aniston was part of the main cast of Friends.
Correct,
and
so I'm gonna
she
say
cannot
Reese
be a
Witherspoon.
correct answer.
Right, I'm
even
saying
though
Reese
she
Witherspoon.
did earn $2 million an
Right.
episode of the morning show, as did Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon.
a
There you
correct
go.
answer.
Woohoo!
They're kind of the
That's a
same.
good one.
Matt, about you, was Paul Reiser over $1 million?
That was before Seinfeld got his.
It was
Him and Helen
still-
Hunt. That was the mid
It
'80s
was
or
not.
mid
Paul
'90s.
Reiser
Timing-wise.
and Helen Hunt are correct answer.
Oh, are they
Yeah.
really? I removed
What
them
about
from my
you?
list because of the timing.
It's not after. It's the same time as Seinfeld.
It came out in like '95.
Is there any representation of the NCIS franchise on here?
No.
Okay.
What about Julia Louis-Dreyfus for Veep?
I was thinking her too.
I think it's just, if it's not Michael Richards, then it's just Seinfeld. I would
It's
think.
there is no Veep representation, which is another show I absolutely love, but is not on this list.
I think Gandolfini got it for The Sopranos. Guy, he hit
did?
the $1 million mark. Yeah.
James Gandolfini, correct answer.
Oh, what about the dude from Breaking Bad?
Ooh.
Michael, what's his name?
No. What is his name?
Walter White.
Brian Cranston.
Brian
Cranston.
Cranston.
Jeez, all 5 of
That
us
is
are like,
his name.
I don't know his name.
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
not
it's
at the
one
tip
of
of
those-
my tongue because he is not on the list.
There's a bunch from Game of Thrones, like Peter Dinklage is definitely
There are
on there.
5
Lena
from Game
Headey
of
is
Thrones.
definitely on there.
Pedro
Amelia
Pascal.
Clark is definitely on there.
That's
Ooh,
correct,
Pedro
correct,
Pascal.
correct.
Ooh.
No, Pedro
Is there-
Pascal is not on there from like The Mandalorian or anything.
No.
Oh.
They
What
chose
about-
him so they didn't have to pay $1 million. All right, I think that can wrap us up. Who did we not name?
So you did not name, and I'm not familiar with this. Is it Marvel? I don't think so. Chris Pratt for The Terminal List, which is a new show.
Oh, that's like a
Oh.
Amazon TV thing, I think.
I would.
Yeah, it's not Marvel.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Elizabeth Moss for Shining Girls.
For Shining
we
Girls?
had
I don't know.
mhm,
Never heard of that.
Shiny, happy
Also new
girls holding hands.
television from
Shining
2022. We have Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren in 1923, the
Oh, yeah.
Yellowstone
Spin-off.
universe.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nobody said Jason Sudeikis. He is
For
a correct
Ted Lasso?
answer. For
I did
Ted
not think he'd be
Lasso.
on there for Ted Lasso.
I didn't think so
Wow.
either.
So Ted
Luckily-
Lasso, yes, but The Good Place, no.
Yeah.
Huh.
I can't
That I can
believe-
buy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean-
Jeff Bridges in The Old Man. Yeah.
The what?
The Old
Story of
Man.
his life.
These-
Yes,
I'm
he
going
is.
from most recent to earlier in this.
Just go through
no,
the
I'm
whole
not.
list
I'm
real
going in
quick. We don't
alphabetical.
have to. Yeah, just roll through.
John Krasinski and Jack Ryan. Kevin Costner in Yellowstone. Michael Keaton for Dope Sick. Nicole Kidman, Big Little Lies. Norman Reedus of The Walking Dead.
Oh,
Patricia Heaton for The Middle, Malcolm in.
the
Ray Romano and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, I had Ray and didn't say him.
Oh.
Robert Downey Jr. for The Sympathizer, and Tim Allen for both Home Improvement and Last Man Standing.
Wow.
That show too. Wow.
Warm it up, Chris.
It's a good list.
There were a lot of surprises on there, y'all.
Yes.
Wait,
That's a
Tim
clever
Allen
list.
made $1 million for Home Improvement? That wasn't before Seinfeld?
It was.
No,
Was
it
it the
was
same time?
98. Seinfeld got his in 97.
It didn't start.
Okay.
Yeah.
you got to take Seinfeld in your mind and move it 5 years earlier.
Obviously. I mean, I was going to say, I had Seinfeld as like 93 to like 2003.
Nah, it's like 91 to 98.
I don't think it hit.
It was only 6 years, 7 seasons?
It's like 8,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I might be wrong.
Obviously, I don't know when Seinfeld was. I thought it was high school and college, but I was obviously wrong.
That is your warm it up, Chris, for the episode. I'm sure Clint is looking up when Seinfeld was. I see it in his face. No? All right. Well, Nick will tell us later.
Yeah.
In the meantime, this is going to be episode number 462. That means we're on the main feed. So shout out to everybody listening. Enjoy, you guys. Hope you're enjoying the show. There's lots more Trivial Warfare if you want it. Go to trivialwarfarearmy.com. You'll get 2 more episodes per month that you will not hear otherwise. And let me tell you, that's a big backlog of shows that you get access to. So go to trivialwarfarearmy.com and sign up as a sergeant or higher to get more Trivial Warfare. Today's game, it's going to be Jonathan and Cameron versus Justin and Nick. Clint is hosting, and it's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
Seinfeld was 1989.
Wow.
To 98?
To 98, yeah. 89.
Yeah, I
Seinfeld's
thought I thought 91, but 89. Yeah, so it's way earlier than you were thinking.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's about 5 years earlier than I was thinking.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look up.
The Simpsons was also 89.
yeah. All right, Clint,
Oh, I didn't even.
it's over to you, man. Round 1, question 1.
Round 1, question 1. Your category is doing lines. Oh my God, I can't feel my fingers, gasped 13-year-old Willis Gibson, gamer handle Blue Scooty, when he became the first human being ever to successfully reach the kill screen, crashing, and therefore essentially beating what classic video game?
Yeah, 100% lock in. Yeah,
Locking in.
Sweet. All right. Oh, you got meow meows? Meow meow. All right, Cameron, I just saw this the other day. This is a thing
beautiful.
going around on the different sites. And this is Tetris. He beat Tetris, which people didn't think was
Yes.
possible.
Yes, I saw this as well. I never drilled in, so I didn't know the name, but I really like that now that you pointed that out, for sure.
This reminds me, there's another thing that I saw this week. There was a snow race game that used to come with Windows like 3.1 or XP maybe. It was a really fun game. And there's a joke going
he
around.
comes out of nowhere.
Exactly. Like, so the whole goal of this thing is just to ski down a mountain and jump and not run the trees.
Yeah.
And instead of having an end where you finish the race at the end of the mountain, the game ends with a Yeti coming out and eating
Yes.
you.
You're talking about
Literally
you're talking about
grabbing
Ski Free.
you and shoving you into his mouth. That is the end. You've won if you get eaten by the Yeti.
I hadn't
Ski
thought
Free.
of that game.
It's a
in-
classic.
Ski free,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hadn't thought of that in
Ski
decades.
Yep.
free. So fun. All right, Clint.
So Jonathan Cameron, you are locking in with Tetris, correct?
Yes.
That's correct.
Nick and Justin, what have you got?
We said Tetris as well, and I have the Tetris theme going through my head as it currently falls down my brain.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Nick.
All right,
You
Nick,
could just
stop.
keep that going the whole show. I think it would be a real great
Just play it in the
background.
background. Yeah.
Yeah, both teams say Tetris. Both teams are correct. This happened just a couple weeks ago, and it's got big media press this last week. He is a hometown boy from, Justin's neck of the woods. Stillwater, Oklahoma is where this kid lives.
So he beat Tetris. What have you done with your life, Justin?
I was about to say, how high on the resume do you put that after you get a college degree?
Number one, way ahead of the college degree. You
don't need anything else on
degrees.
Your resume.
Right. The only thing that I think tops that on my resume is that I was Times Person of the Year in 2006.
But who was it? Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah. Also,
round one.
Seinfeld is older than The Simpsons. Simpsons season 1, episode 1 was December 17th, 1989. It was 6 months older. I do. This is blowing my mind.
Wow. Round 1, question 2. Literature and movies.
Literature.
Cinema.
And movies.
And movies.
That was good.
I'm thinking of an American author, one of whose best-selling novels was adapted to a movie that was Forrest Whitaker's directing debut. Another was adapted to a movie that was Tay Tiggs's film debut. Who is this author? A lot of sighs. I think I might have to time this one.
Oh, is that your suggestion of the answer?
That's a guess. Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm just saying that's the name of something I know he did. And I was trying to use that to get to his name. I'm not saying that that's related to this question.
Okay. Well, here's what I was about to send you before you said that.
All right, we're locked in.
Oh,
You're locked in?
Mm-hmm.
Tay Diggs' first movie, wasn't he the How Stella Got Her Groove Back? Wasn't he the guy at the resort that she got her groove back with? And
I've only seen the poster of that.
Wouldn't that mean that this is Toni Morrison?
That fits.
That feels a lot better. We're thinking it's going to be a black author. August Wilson was coming to mind. That's where we were leaning. But I think that Tay Diggs, the first thing I can think of him being possibly in was How Stella Got Her Groove Back, which could also fit. Forrest Whitaker could have done. There's like 2 or 3 movies that were for her books that were popular in the late 90s. And it absolutely could have done something with her or with Whitaker.
I strongly prefer that over anything else we were saying. This is similar to Tetris to me, where as soon as you said that, I have secondhand confidence of wanting to go with it, even though that was your idea. I like us locking in with that straight up.
Let's do it. Let's lock in Toni Morrison, or just Morrison, in case it's Jim Morrison and I'm just stupid.
It's Anthony. Just kidding.
God.
All right. Jonathan and Cameron have locked in with Morrison. What have you got, Nick and Justin?
Oh, Justin, I am going to feel so awful if I led you down the wrong path with a different author with all of the same characteristics and initials.
Well, I did my best to try to provide any sort of input into this bag of nothing I have.
Yeah, so we started out with Tay Diggs. I immediately knew that Tay Diggs' first on-screen thing was How Stella Got Her Groove Back. That was
you did.
Immediate.
Well, they were right,
yeah.
Cameron. Because I didn't.
That was immediately where I went to, and then I remember Forrest Whitaker doing directorial debut with, I believe, Waiting to Exhale.
Okay.
Was the other '90s book that had it, but I totally flubbed the Toni Morrison connection. I thought her name, I had mixed something in my head, and we went through McDuffie or McGuffin or McManus or McDuck. Justin provided McDougal or McDonald or MC Hammer as his being helpful. And then I finally remembered Terry as a first name. So I was like, is it Terry McDougal? And then I ended on Terry McMillan. So we said Terry McMillan or McMillan.
Shoot, it might be Terry McMillan. I might have messed it up.
I like us better now that I've heard all this.
All right.
You know what? I couldn't tell you.
Nick and Justin have locked in with Terry McMillan. There is a lot to unpack here, or a little. No. So both teams eventually narrowed in on the correct films. Waiting to Exhale was the directorial debut of Forrest Whitaker, and How Stella Got Her Groove Back was the acting debut of Tay Diggs. Toni Morrison is the acclaimed author of Beloved and other novels with a rather serious and sometimes dark themes, The Bluest Eye, but she is not the author of the novels that these movies were based on.
You're right.
That is Terry McMillan. Nick and Justin, you have.
Oh, I feel so good about that one. Oh, it's so good. I love it. Love it.
It's the reverse of it. We got all the way there and pulled the wrong name with the same initials.
The wrong TM.
That is brutal.
We both I liked it as much as you did. That fit. My brain was just insistent that was right.
The initials you said were right there.
All right.
Yeah.
When I was a 20-year-old, 18-year-old, I worked overnights at Walmart. And I remember stocking shelves, and we had to stock the book section. And I remember seeing that book, How Stella Got Her Groove Back, on the cover of like every night for months.
One of my first jobs was at the Suncoast Motion Picture Company in the mid to late 90s, stocking How Stella Got Her Groove Back on the shelves. Same story.
No, but the books had her name on the damn thing.
That's fair.
Most books do tend to have the author's name on the damn thing.
Round 1, question 3. Your category is food and yuck.
Food, when you don't yuck someone else's yum.
Sometimes enclosed by the butcher in a sealed bag inside the whole bird's body cavity, what culinary term refers to edible poultry organs such as the heart, gizzard, liver, and neck?
Justin, you are totally incapable of typing into the chat. Okay, there it goes. I just got your message.
I'm doing my best, okay?
Cameron, you want to lock in with that?
I like that. Let's lock in. Let them talk.
All right, we're going to lock in.
I swear, I have a message that is currently sending in quotation marks.
Yeah. I saw the three dots, and then they just went away, and no response to what I put in there. So my initial guess was gibbets, because that's a word that's used on a regular basis in this house, because everybody here wears Crocs. And by everybody here, I mean my children who wear the hideous things on their feet. And gibbets was the first thing I put. But
where do you wear your Crocs, Nick?
In the garbage. Who wears Crocs? I hate Crocs. Talk about yucking somebody else's yum. Ugh, Crocs are awful. So yeah, it's not gibbets. I came to giblets. Giblets is where I ended up, and Justin concurred.
Yes, I do like some turkey giblets.
Giblets, Jonathan Cameron.
When you first said gibbets, I was immediately trying to practice my poker face, really hoping that you were going to stay with that, because we locked in with giblets because we knew that was a word associated with it, and it wasn't one of the words Clint said in that list at the end of the question, so process of elimination led us to that answer as well.
You have locked in with giblets or giblets as well, and the correct answer is giblets or giblets. I'm not sure.
If you're in the South, it's giblets.
Five or hard G.
Yeah, I've
never heard giblets before.
It's the same as the moving picture.
You mean the GIF?
I was about to make that
No, the
comparison.
GIF.
Exactly.
Yes. My wife is a huge fan of Crocs, and she finally got me into them when she got me these lined ones that are nice and warm and cozy.
We call those slippers.
Slippers, yeah.
I have some house
yeah,
shoes.
but they have the ugly shell on the outside that you put the giblets in. So they're Croc slippers. Score check. At the end of round 1, Nick and Justin have 30 points. A perfect game so far. Jonathan and Cameron trailing with 20.
Sorry, Cameron. I should have gotten Terry McMillan. We are so close.
Yeah, before you get into the next round, Clint, I'm going to need you to turn around, and whatever that black smudge is on your wall that I consistently am thinking is on my computer monitor.
Oh, I thought it was on my computer too.
You're going to have to do something about that. You are absolutely going to have to put a piece of paper over it or something.
No, you don't have to do anything that tells you.
I've gone like this. I've gone like this like 4 times.
I'm going to freaking put something right here and just have it there permanently to mess with you.
Oh, it's like there's no camera in the camera. No chip in the camera on the top of the screen.
Oh God, I remember those days.
The paint job.
I thought you were going to ask about what might be an artwork of a bunny, just to the viewer right of that.
Hey,
that's one of my daughter's pieces. Yeah, I don't know if it has a name, but it's a bunny with a smiley face shirt.
I was thinking children's artwork, but I didn't want to be rude if it was something else. But
I paid $4 million for that painting.
That's a Picasso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Round 2, question 1. Your category is Take Me to Your Leader. Emilio Aguinaldo was a revolutionary, statesman, and military leader. Of which island nation did he serve as president from 1899 to 1901 during the brief and chaotic transition between colonial rule by 2 different powers.
When you say between colonial rule, are you implying it went from one power to another, or that there were two powers there and then went to a freedom, becoming its own country? What did you mean by that?
I do mean it went from one to another.
Thank you.
All right, we're locked in.
Okay, so it doesn't apply to the future. Like, we don't know what they stand as now.
Yes.
But back then, in 89, in 99 and before, it was one thing, and 01 and after it was another. Fair?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, you mentioned it sounds Hispanic, and did you mean to say so it's not Taiwan? I was about to ask you. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I agree. And then you mentioned Hispaniola.
Hispaniola would be the combination of Haiti and Dominican Republic.
Haiti and DR, right. So which one of those, like, are you saying at one point in time that was one singular nation this far back in history?
It was never a singular nation. It has been run by the French and the Spanish. And that's why you have two different languages splitting the country, or splitting the island.
Right. So
I don't think that this fits here, because there was a Haitian Revolution, but I think it was before that. And it was a revolution. It was not a moving from one power to another.
So at this point, so that inclines me to think we need to just start flying over other parts of that
Caribbean
body of water.
Curacao is currently a Netherlands property.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah, because they play for the Curacao players play in the World Baseball Classic under the Netherlands banner.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that could be it. Curacao could have gone from Spain or Portugal over to the Netherlands. That's a possibility. You could have something like Bermudas or Bahamas or any. There's 100 islands down there.
I know. I feel like we could throw a dart.
There's no implication here that the island is a current country. No, it does say which island nation.
Did he serve? Past tense, though. So, like, what are you getting at? Puerto Rico?
Oh, that's interesting. It could be Cuba or Puerto Rico. 1989 to 1901. This is Puerto Rico. This is the Spanish American. Yeah, this is a Spanish American War period. 99 to 01. The charge up San Juan Hill. This would be from Spain to the U.S. This is going to be Puerto Rico.
So I think we just stumbled on. That is so funny. 30 seconds ago in my mind, I was thinking we could just keep listing the nations, but we're not going to hit thunder here. You either know this or you don't. But I'm glad you took a step back and thought, what is the significance of these dates? You know, that obvious thing that you should do in trivia that I forgot to do.
I mean, it might still be wrong, but it's a valid answer now.
It is a hook, and it is more substantial than what we've been doing beforehand. Can we say Puerto Rico?
Yeah, let's lock in Puerto Rico.
Viva.
Oh, okay. You're locked in with Puerto Rico. And Nick and Justin, what did you say?
Well, we also started throwing darts at the island nations down there south of Florida. And we threw out Haiti, Dominica, Cuba, Trinidad, Tobago. But eventually we just landed on saying Bermuda.
Yep. We didn't have any date in or historical in. I just thought that Bermuda sounded like a good answer to the question.
10 points to Ravenclaw.
No!
Puerto Rico is arguably not a country. It's a U.S. territory.
Sure, arguably.
Bermuda, arguably not a country. I think it's a UK territory.
No, Bermuda's a country.
Teams.
Bermuda's not a country.
Both teams were focused on this side of the world.
Oh.
This had better not be Taiwan.
One team correctly honed in on the Spanish-American War as a relevant consideration here.
Midway.
The answer is the Philippines.
Oh.
Really?
The Philippines, Emilio Aguinaldo was briefly president before it became ruled by the United States after we went to war with them, after helping them go to war with Spain.
You know, Cameron, we just need to put a tiny bit more thought into our answers. We're getting to the right space, and we're just not picking the right thing when we get there.
What are you talking about? This half-baked approach is working great for us.
The Bermuda is the oldest self-governing overseas territory in the British Commonwealth. It is not a country.
But see, something I tried to correct Jonathan on is I didn't think the question guaranteed that the answer was still a nation right now.
Right. It didn't have to be. It could have been at any point.
Yeah.
Oh, that's reasonable. Sure.
Right. Based on the grammar of the question. That being said, Clint asked for an island nation, and we both gave him two places that are not countries.
But it might have been a nation then and not
But it could have
now,
been-
is the
yeah.
point.
Right. In 1899. Sure. Yeah. No, I get it.
Dust yourselves off and try again.
Yep.
Round 2, question 2. Your category is obligatory sports question.
Sports.
Nicknamed the Wizard of Westwood, what man in 1973 became the first to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame as both a player and a coach?
Okay, I have an immediate guess.
I'm like 99.9% there.
I'm trying to get to the right window. There you go.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure. I say we lock it in. We're locked
You're
in.
locking in?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Cameron, you said Wooden, but I'm thinking of Wooden in my head, and I don't think that Wooden was ever a player.
I have no memory of him. Well, memory. I have no memory of reading about him as a player either. But when I heard Wizard of Westwood, that was
hits
the thing.
Wooden for you?
Yes, but not enough to make me want to forego the possibility of thinking other things.
Here's another thing. Wooden was a basketball coach for college. I don't think he's in the NBA Basketball Hall of Fame. I don't know if there's a Basketball Hall of Fame for one or the other, but I would think it would be the College Basketball Hall of Fame.
It's a little different from the other 4 sports. I do remember that for sure. There is a Basketball Hall of Fame. Now, I do think there is a Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame, but
so that wouldn't be an eliminator for you? I mean, here's the reason. The reason we're still talking about him is that I can't come up with a bunch of coaches.
Yeah.
Red Auerbach, is that a...
Auerbach, that's a name.
That's the Celtics coach, right?
Yes, thank you. And maybe that timing will work based on this question. Is there a rule about how many years you have to wait, similar to what there is for the NFL Hall of Fame when you retire?
As a player? Yeah, like 5 years.
Okay, so that would.
But he would have already been a player. He would have been a player in the 40s or 50s to be inducted as a coach in 73. Because he didn't start as a coach and then become a player later.
Yes, that's a great point. So when would his coaching career most likely have been? Like, is the 5-year rule?
Probably late 60s would be running towards the end of it, which fits
Gets
the
us
Auerbach
Celtics,
from
doesn't
the
it?
50s and
Yeah.
60s.
Was he a player? I don't know.
No idea. None.
No idea for either of these.
I'm just really impressed with myself for pulling a name of a coach.
Why would the
from back then
Celtics coach be nicknamed Wizard of Westwood? Isn't Westwood referring to a area within Los Angeles somewhere?
Maybe.
And I'm not confusing it with Hollywood. I do know I'm not doing that in my head.
Yeah, bro, that's not my skill set. You're asking the wrong dude.
So this is
But
basically.
I think you're right.
We can lock in.
If you want to
with
say Wooden
but-
because you really want to, I'm not going to say no to you. I hate the idea that it might be him and I lead you down the wrong path. Was Wooden
I feel
a fantastic college basketball player, maybe?
Potentially. I mean, that I could believe that as a reason he had such great coaching skills.
Okay, I'm happy to go with that. We can do.
We'll just go with that. And one way or another, we're about to learn something.
We've been learning a lot so far.
Yes, that's a great way to put this, Jonathan.
So you two are locking in with
Wooden, just the last name.
Wooden. All right, let's hear it from the others.
So, Red Auerbach was one of the greatest basketball players of all time in college and is definitely not the answer to this question.
Oh,
yeah, UCLA, I believe, is in Westward, Los Angeles, the Westwood neighborhood of Los Angeles. I'm pretty sure that Wooden was he was a guard with Purdue, I think. He won the national championship before there was a national championship. So, yeah, we locked in with Wooden.
John Wooden, the Wizard of Westwood. Points all around.
Yeah.
Oh, good job, Cameron. You avoided the overthink. That was so good.
All right.
All of my flavor text. Good job.
I'm sure everyone needs to hear this, but I needed to tell myself that. All right, be more confident. Stop second guessing yourself here.
Yeah, don't let Jonathan push you around. You do you.
That's right.
Yeah, what does he do that makes you think he knows trivia?
One of the worst feelings is when I'm saying I don't know, but I'm guessing this and there's that, blah blah blah, but I'm just trying to work it out. And then somebody says, "Well, I mean, I was thinking that, but it sounded like you knew what you were talking about." Like,
yeah.
Dude, I talk confidently. I'm telling you confidently, I don't know the answer.
So was Westwood like just a neighborhood, or is it like a borough
Yes,
similar to New York?
The neighborhood where UCLA is.
Okay.
Yeah,
I went to grad school there.
Yeah, it's like there's like a Westwood hospital and like a Westwood, like, right? Aren't there like a bunch of Westwood named things around there?
Yes,
Probably, yeah.
Yes. Cool.
All right, round 2, question 3. Your category is Dance Dance. The Sugar Plum... Thank you. Yes. You want to do the Tetris theme again?
No. It's different. Go ahead.
The Sugar Plum Fairy in Balanchine's production of The Nutcracker. The Firebird in Balanchine's Firebird. These are just two of the most iconic roles of which New York City ballet star, a member of the Osage Nation who was considered America's first major prima ballerina.
Jonathan, this sounds like important history, but I don't know it. So if you know it,
nope, bro.
You have the keys.
Nope.
Cool.
Nope. I barely scratched the surface of being able to name 2, maybe 3 boleros or ballerinas, depending on I don't know what the masculine is for
Cavalier.
Cavalier.
I believe it's baller.
Ballers and ballerinas.
Clint, this is a question that might show my ignorance in ballet, but in Broadway, over the years of a musical's life, there can be multiple stars that occupy one specific role. Is this question saying that these are 2 of the most iconic roles of a person, but that person isn't the only person to ever occupy those roles in the ballet, right?
That's true.
Okay. But okay.
You know what? Yeah. Justin, let's just lock in with my original answer because you are 100%. That's exactly what I was thinking about the other path. Yeah. There's nothing we can do but get ourselves into trouble that way. So we are locked in.
Well, now I want to know what sort of hot water you were swimming in where you thought trouble was coming.
Avoiding hot water we were avoiding.
Yeah, so I was able to pull the name of one prima ballerina that I'm aware of. And that's Missy Copeland. I believe she's the first black prima ballerina. That would absolutely be the name or the reason that I know the name.
Okay.
Jonathan, you've got to expand your horizons. That's the only one you can name?
Yes, truly.
Okay. All right.
And literally, I could sit here for another 2 hours. I will never have more confidence in a name being a prima ballerina than that one.
I suspect that we should lock in with that. The only other way we could happen to get this name is if this question is one of those things where it's a name really famous through some other manner that we know of that happens to also have this accomplishment, but I don't think that's what's going on here. So how about the wonderful, historically important Missy Copeland?
Let's just say Copeland.
All right, Nick, take us to school on your cultured ballerina.
He has Copeland, too.
Jonathan, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. So we went through a long, exhaustive list of prima ballerinas that we could name immediately. And we came up with, first and foremost, and most obviously, is Misty Copeland. And then we ran dry slightly after that.
Wait, what's her first name?
Misty.
Ooh. Misty? I'm glad we see. That's why I said last
Copeland.
name.
Yeah. The other strategy that both of us started thinking about was Osage Nation makes us think Native American ballerina. So if we just want to make up some Native American names that sound like it could possibly be right, maybe that's a better way to go. And then we realized that's a terrible idea. So we locked in with Copeland.
All right. Both teams have locked in with Copeland. It probably was not what you should have done. You're correct. Nevertheless,
it doesn't matter whether or not it was the right course of action. We still should not have done that.
It might have gotten you to the correct answer, but you were right to not do it. This is a name that you should maybe familiarize yourselves with to double your repertoire of prima ballerinas. Her name, and she also was born in Oklahoma, although got out quick as she could. This is Maria Tallchief. Maria Tallchief. America's first prima ballerina.
See, if she was Maria's short chief, she would not have been a prima ballerina. But
they got to be taller. Yeah.
Ballerinas are tall.
Tall.
Yeah,
tall.
Tall prima ballerina. Okay, that is round 2. We have for a score check, Nick and Justin still in the lead with 40 points, but Jonathan and Cameron are nipping at their heels with 30.
It was not a great round for us.
It wasn't a great round for either team. Round 3, question 1. Your category is
more rounds
television.
To come.
Was that television?
Television.
Televisiones.
They devote themselves to wreaking havoc in the world that they surveil, orchestrating chaos with their unlimited resources. What titular sketch comedy organization of the late 90s was run by Matt Besser, Amy Poehler, Ian Roberts, and Matt Walsh.
I want to read this.
Good. Now that I've got that out of my head, maybe I can start thinking of the right answer.
Now you're good. Keep doing what you were doing before. If that makes any sense.
You got about 30 seconds. That is 5 minutes. I'm going to request an answer from both teams.
Please allow 2 to 3 business days for your request to be processed.
It's your answers in the mail.
Right. Yeah.
Do you want to go with all
right, we're locked in.
Yeah, we just got to throw a guess. We got no time. You want to go with Super Troopers?
Let's do it. That's fine.
Yeah, sure. We named a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't have the right answer in it. The only sketch comedy I can help with is SNL, Mad TV, and Living Color, and Kids in the Hall. It was none of those things, so we ended up going with Super Troopers.
Yeah, we had
Super Troopers is Broken Lizard.
Yeah, we had Kids in the Hall, which we knew it wasn't what. I remember the show. I want to say it was on Comedy Central, and I want to say it was on the same time as, like, right around when Kids in the Hall was on, like a mid-'90s thing. So Strangers with Candy was the show that was on then, but I didn't think that was right. We got the Groundlings, Second City. It was shocking how many sketch comedy groups we could actually name. And I didn't know who was in any of these. I thought Second City was earlier. I thought the Groundlings was probably earlier as well, but we ran out of time, so we went with Groundlings.
All right. Nick and Justin went with Groundlings. Jonathan and Cameron with Super Troopers.
I did just come up with Aqua Teen, Hunger Force, and Team America, perhaps as other possible groups.
Those aren't sketches.
Right.
Sketch comedy.
Right. No, sketch comedy troops like the Groundlings or Kids in the Hall.
Yeah. The first time I played a full-length Trivial Warfare game was hosted by Zakia, and she had to, maybe apologize is too strong a word, but we joked about her writing a rather spicy game, and I feel like maybe the cycle of abuse is continuing. I did not see the correct answer in either of the chats, actually, but people were dancing around very similar types of answers. Groundlings, Second City, but this is also a comedy institution, and it is Upright Citizens Brigade.
Oh,
I have heard of that. Damn it. I was hoping this would be something I didn't never hear of.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Same
friend.
boat, Jonathan. Same boat.
Yeah, Justin responded as I was throwing all of this out. I'm like, yeah, what do you got? And he goes, I don't know. I'm way too young for any of this to have any meaning.
Yeah. Late 90s, I was not really in the television watching stage without parental supervision.
Yep, 1998.
I feel really good about the next question. Round 3, question 2. Your category is sex. Now that I've got your attention, what influential book focusing on human evolution was published by Charles Darwin in 1871, over a decade after The Origin of Species? Its full title includes the phrase, "and selection in relation to sex."
Huh.
It's not a promising start. His first 3 words, don't know, but like crap. All right.
Why ever let that stop you?
Just got to clear the filter for whatever else can come afterwards.
I've definitely run across this once or twice, but it is outside of my reach for now.
I would have struggled if the question was named 2 books by Darwin. Okay. Jonathan, do we just get to make up a book title here? Is that what we're doing?
30 seconds.
I like that one.
Let's do that. We're going to lock in.
All right. The only other Darwin thing I can name is his diary that was published called Voyage of the Beagle. I don't think that's where we're going with this.
Beagles and selection in relation to sex.
Yeah.
The below deck tales of what really happened on that ship.
We'd been at sea for 4 years. Of course, we were all attracted to each other.
When the origin of the species stops pretending and starts getting real.
That's 5 minutes.
Origin of Species
I'm going to
2.
cut you off.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Need an answer.
Yeah, Justin, what do you want? I mean, it's Origin of the Species 2, Electric Boogaloo is just as good of an answer as anything that I've come up with.
I believe there's something about genitalia or some sort of reference to those parts of the body in the title, but I can't come up with it at this time.
Your time is up, so I'm going to need you to tell me something.
Origin of Species 2, Electric Boogaloo.
All
Locked
right.
in.
Nick and Justin have locked in with the Origin of Species 2, Electric Boogaloo. Have you got anything better, Jonathan and Cameron?
Well, the game you just put in my mind is what movie subtitle would best describe each famous work in human history?
Two origin, two species.
That's okay. It was notable to me that Clint yelled out sex and then included the qualifier, now that I've got your attention. So we are hoping that that is supposed to point us towards a clue if we just keep digging at it. None of us, neither Jonathan or I knew this for sure, but we just kept throwing out one or two words, assuming that this answer would be some simple word or phrase followed by the phrase that you gave us. So after thinking
it was a key point, though. A key point that you brought up halfway through is that it says specifically human evolution, because there was the chance it was like, oh, there's going to be the name of an animal he was studying, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's human evolution.
Yeah. Yep. So after just going through different iterations of it between mating, genes, gender, we decided to lock in with attraction and hitch it to the phrase you gave us. Attraction and selection in relation to sex.
All right. They have locked in with attraction. Ravenclaw is really racking them up this game. Of course.
That felt good.
Can't believe we weren't right.
I came here on a Quidditch scholarship.
I don't know exactly what else to tell you except, the question almost is named two Charles Darwin books, but the one that you're looking for is about human evolution, and it's called The Descent of Man and Selection in Relation to Sex.
Oh, no. I don't think I've ever run across that. I thought this was something I had run across, but I no longer think that.
Yep.
Origin of the Species 2, the Squeakquel was the...
Excellent. Oof. All right. We got one more. Let's turn this ship around, gentlemen, with round 3, question 3. Clint murders a hit.
All right. Song lyrics I can do.
Name this hit song from the 1960s, which was ranked number 119 on Rolling Stone's 2021 list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. I will read the lyrics. I will sing the lyrics, paste them in the chat, and then read them normal for our listening audience.
Oh, you're going to sing the song? Or are you just going to sing it in a different,
I will not sing the song in the original sense.
Meter and key.
Right.
Remix.
You know that a man... People.
We're excited, okay?
You know that a man ain't supposed to cry, but these tears I can't hold inside. Losing you would end my life, you see, 'cause you mean that much to me. You know that a man ain't supposed to cry, but these tears I can't hold inside. Losing you would end my life, you see, 'cause you mean that much to me.
No. That thematically fits. Like what I know about that song and what I see.
So we shouldn't talk about it though, because that's we're going to clue them in.
I'm so close.
I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah. I'm going to feel bad if we try and suggest something else and that turns out to be the answer,
Let's lock it in.
Similar to the Coach Wooden thing. Let's do it. We'll lock in.
All right, Jonathan and Cameron are locked in. Nicholas and Justin, you can talk out loud.
All right, Justin, what do you think?
I'm going through a couple different tunes, and I'm just not finding one that I like.
What tunes are you thinking?
So I just went through When a Man Loves a Woman, trying to get that, because the lyrics are ballad-esque to me.
Mm-hmm. So, see, I'm seeing like R&B. Okay, so here's where I'm at. The "'Cause You Mean That Much to Me" is it's triggered. 'Cause you mean that much to me, ain't too proud to beg. And timing wise, that fits. But that's not how the lyrics go, right? The lyrics go, I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg, plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me, ain't too proud to beg. Right? So it's exactly the same line. It fits in with the song, but that's not the lyric. So maybe it's the second verse or a third verse of that song, but I don't remember. Outside of that last line, I don't remember those lyrics in the song. And I'm decent with lyrics.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not able to help you with on that one as well.
I can't hold inside, losing you as you mean that. I heard it through the grapevine. Heard it through the grapevine. Is it Marvin Gaye?
Yes. Yeah, I hear it.
Is that it?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, let's lock in with Heard It Through the Grapevine.
This will be interesting.
Yep.
They have locked in with I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and I'm glad they did because I just realized I had not been timing anybody that round.
So, Nick, I think you were right from the start. You sang the first verse of Ain't Too Proud to Beg. This sounds like the second verse of Ain't Too Proud to Beg.
No,
we locked in with Ain't Too Proud to Beg.
Okay. So one of these teams is about to feel bad unless Ravenclaw's going to stack it up again.
Losing you, but in my life, you see, 'cause you mean that much to me. Yeah, I think it's Ain't Too Proud to Beg.
I know, 'cause you mean that much to me is literally the exact line leading into Ain't Too Proud to Beg.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think
knew
it's
that,
right.
but
I sang the whole first verse.
Yeah, you should have put those notes with these lyrics.
I did, and it kind of worked, but I know the lyrics to Ain't Too Proud to Beg, and those aren't them.
What are the second verses?
Gentlemen,
second verse
please.
is like, now I heard a crying man. Oh, beep.
Well, I have good news. There are no points to Ravenclaw in this round.
Beep.
Have a
Drum
correct
roll.
answer.
I think it's Heard It Through the Grapevine.
And I will tell you, I am not familiar with the lyrics to the song Ain't Too Proud to Beg. This is I Heard It Through the
No! I'm so sick of this.
Yes!
I quit.
The world is cruel. The world is cruel. Life is chaos.
You could have told me yourself that you found someone else. Instead, I heard it through the grapevine.
There you go. Yeah, the second verse is like, now I heard a crying man is half a man.
The lyrics that you provided on their own just so thematically fit.
100% it did.
Yeah.
And honestly, because you mean that much to me, because you mean that much, I mean, immediately went to Edgy Brother. But then I read through all the lyrics and I'm like, it doesn't fit. It's not quite right.
Oh, the headphones are off for Jonathan. Quick, say something bad. Anyway, back.
All right.
I hate all of you.
Oh, no, that was amazing.
I am so irritated.
Asking for a friend, how many times can we say shake it off and move on before there's...
Jonathan's walking away. He's leaving.
Welcome to round two.
He's about to
round
break
two where it is 2v1 now.
It's the same line.
It's exactly the same. I know it's exactly the same. I feel...
This is like...
I have so much energy right now.
Oh no. Oh boy. That was a bad beat for Jonathan. But we are going to push forward. We're going to push through this together, friends. This brings us to the midpoint round. Your midpoint today is Islands in the Stream. We have a geography midpoint.
That is what we are.
Yeah. We need a score check after round 3.
Thank you. Yep. Round 3 score check.
I'm sure we don't.
Nick and Justin have advanced their lead. It is now 50 to 30.
30 points going into the midpoint, Cameron. We've got to do better.
Yeah, I noticed.
What was it 30 to 30 at the end of, were they over in round 3?
No, we've yet
it was 40 to 30 after round 2 and 50 to 30 after round 3. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Oof. All right. Here we go. I am going to provide you with the name of a country, and I would like you to tell me what is the largest island by land area in that country.
Okay.
Ooh. There will be 5 countries, and you're going to provide me the names of 5 islands. Are you ready?
Maybe.
Maybe?
If I said no, do we have time to go look at a map?
I'm looking at the previous questions for this game, and maybe is the best I can offer, Jonathan.
The Pawn Stars. Best I can do is a maybe.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got? What are our countries?
Your 5 countries are Greece, the United States, Denmark, Mexico, and Russia.
And define how you want us to consider the countries, like territories, or do they have to be a part of the actual...
I will add a couple of clarifications for you. I'm glad you asked. Number one, regarding Denmark, I would like you to consider the Kingdom of Denmark. And so these countries are more generally sovereign states. Secondly, for Mexico, I will actually accept either the actual largest island by land area or the largest permanently inhabited island. Either one.
That was for Mexico, you said?
For Mexico, yes.
Yeah? Oh, no.
Once again, though, just where you haven't made a clarification, all territories included in the countries or owned by the countries, technically, or are you specifically looking for things within the country?
Any territories are also considered part of the country.
All right.
Hey, friends, I have to apologize. I'm going to jump in here.
You can just accept our answer, Clint.
I actually wasn't looking at anyone's answer. For the United States, I need to clarify that this is excluding territories. My apologies for that. Excluding the territories of the United States. So within the 50 U.S. states, the largest island.
Justin, that is exactly what I was thinking. Yes, 100% what I was thinking.
One of the two that we named down there is not an island. I do not know which, but
Well,
are you guys zeroing in on a list by any chance?
we're close. We're close.
We're getting there.
We're not close. Dude, I don't know. I've never been. Both of those might be on the mainland and not islands. I think the one that I named is on the mainland. It's on the peninsula.
Okay. I think what I named is not. It's just a matter of, is that...
Then let's go with that.
Okay.
So, Clint, I'm going to type out the ones that we have so far to make it easier for you.
Okay.
All right, we're locked in.
Great.
Show off.
All right, I want to say out loud. So, Greece, we think Cyprus. United States, we think the big island from Hawaii. Denmark, we think Greenland. Mexico, we're going to say Cancun. And Russia? We don't know any islands in Russia. Not a single one.
Russia.
Yeah.
Could it be on the European side? Is there some island that...
Something in the Black Sea. What about Malta? Does Malta belong to Russia now? Did they overtake that? Why don't we say Malta?
Let's say Malta. Let's do it.
Sure.
Woo!
All right.
There's so your answers are Cyprus, Hawaii, Greenland, Cancun, and Malta.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. What have you got for me, Nick and Justin?
I'm trying to... Oh, man, I'm such a bad Greek. I don't think Cyprus is a Greek island, is it? Am I really way off base there?
We did debate it. I don't think it's a nation.
Okay. So we ended up... I was actually on the largest island in Greece a couple of months ago. It's Crete. It takes like 4 hours to drive from one end to the other. It's very big. We went with Hawaii in the U.S. Greenland for Denmark was one that I pre-called when you gave us the concept for the category. The Mexican island, the only one we could name that we could think of was Teclan, which is definitely not right. But we do remember that having something to do with an island. And then the only Russian island that I could name or that we could name was Bolshevik. So we went with Bolshevik.
Okay.
Hawaii, Greenland, Tenochtitlan, and Bolshevik.
Yeah.
Are your answers. Okay, let's break this down. Nick, you are correct. Crete is the largest island in Greece. Cyprus is its own country.
Mm-hmm. It is. That's disappointing because Crete was the other one in my mind, but Cyprus is obviously bigger. So as long as
it's honestly, Jonathan, you said Cyprus, and I went, "Oh, beep, that is bigger." And then I went, "Wait a minute, I don't think that's Greek. I don't think
it's not." Yeah.
I've never been to Greece.
Okay, so you guys had me panicking there on the United States about territories, and then I double checked after I said something and then corrected myself and then contradicted myself. Either way you ask the question, the answer is the same. It is the big island of Hawaii.
I think it's bigger than Puerto Rico.
Larger than Puerto Rico. Yes.
Boo.
Now, I called an audible since the way this game is going. I had originally been planning to ask for the country of Denmark proper, the metropolitan Denmark, not including other parts of the kingdom of Denmark. It is not Curacao. That answer would have been... Anybody? No? That answer would have been Zealand, But this answer, including those other portions, is Greenland. Yes.
All right.
I don't know what Tenochtitlan has to do with an island. It's like a city, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
I thought it was a city in the middle of an island, in the middle of a lake.
Maybe.
Yeah, floating
Cancun
Island city. Yeah.
is also not correct. The
Cancun's
uninhabited island, which I had never heard of, was Tiburon Island.
Oh, in the Baja Bay, Bay of
Baja,
Baja,
California.
Yeah.
Actually, yes. And the largest permanently inhabited island is Cozumel in Mexico.
You were thinking Cozumel when you said Cancun, weren't you?
Quite possibly.
It didn't come up. We talked about Acapulco. We talked about Cancun, and Cozumel is clearly the island, and it never even came up.
Yes.
Cyprus and Crete. Whatever. Oh, we're not done yet. Sorry.
Yeah,
One
you
more.
can still get
one
one.
more.
One more.
The island in Russia is, Malta is not part of Russia. It is its own country as well.
Malta's a country?
Yes, friend.
Jonathan asked to name 5 islands, names 4 countries.
I don't remember Malta being a country. Unbelievable.
Bolshevik island I have not heard of, but I had also never heard of this Russian island, which was what gave me the idea for this category, because I've never heard of the largest island of Russia. It is Sakhalin, Sakhalin, just north of Japan, off the eastern coast of Siberia.
Well, I'm clearly a doofus. Malta, I was imagining, was a place in the Black Sea near Yalta, which, no, it's not. It's its own country south of Sicily, which is not in the Black Sea. So I was just completely, that just sucked.
The biggest, wait a minute. The biggest Russian island used to be Severny Island, but somebody dug a trench across it, and now it's 2 different islands.
Wait,
That is
really?
awesome.
I had
That
not
is
seen
awesome.
that in my research.
That's pretty great.
That's amazing. If that's accurate, that's incredible. Like Yuzhny Island
Somebody from
and
Sakhalin
Nova
did it?
Zalema. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Nova
somebody from
Zalema.
the-
I see that.
Yeah. Nova Zalema and
Zemlya.
Yuzhny.
That's a big island. Oh, it's a lot of
Yeah.
islands.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
I'm
the
guessing
trench. I see
I'm
the
guessing
trench.
it's some guy named Matochin, because that's the name of the strait. It's the Strait of Matochin.
The answer was
all right.
Sakhalin?
Sakhalin.
Yeah.
Sakhalin.
Yeah, that's literally not far north of Hokkaido at all. Huh. All right.
Yes,
well,
correct. It's right north of Japan.
you have shown us the limited knowledge that we have. Thank you for that.
I've
I need
been doing
an
a great
island
job of
vacation.
that, I guess, this game. Sorry. After the midpoint, we added 12 points to the team of Nick and Justin and another 8 points to Jonathan and Cameron. I'm feeling really good about the second half of this game, which we are going to kick off now.
I'm glad you
Wait.
good.
How many points does
Oh, and I should
Ravenclaw
give
have?
hey, well, let me.
Are we
take a look.
making let's make a third team and see where Ravenclaw is, because they got to be close. Ravenclaw's doing well.
They're beating us.
I guess Ravenclaw has 48 after the midpoint.
Oh, don't
So
say
what's
that.
the total score? What are the 3 scores?
We have
Nick and
38.
Justin have 62, and Jonathan and Cameron have 38.
62 to 48 to
Okay.
38. All right, Ravenclaw gets tracked the rest of the way.
We're losing to the questions that nobody gets right.
Here we go. Round 4, question 1. Your category is It's a Party, Dear. And your question is, what's the German word for Thursday?
You know what? Oh, hold on, I'm going to ask you a question.
Oh, you want me to post the category?
No, I want you to do it quietly. That's why I pasted it here. And I
Good
want
point.
you to
Well,
I want you to
too
put
late.
it here in this chat and not in the
We have it in our chat already for what it's worth.
Good, that's fine.
I mean, you know there's a freaking clue there. What is the clue?
Yeah.
Fascism Friday.
We're locked in.
All right.
All right.
Jonathan, Cameron, you have 90 seconds to talk it out.
Well,
So if they're-
the category was It's a Party, Dear. So we were hoping we could find a name of a type of party that would lead us to an answer. And we had soiree and banger and shindig and hootenanny. And hootenanny would be hootenanny would be a lovely Thursday.
If the clue wasn't in there, I mean, you and I both said the same thing up front, which is a connection
Thursday.
to Thor.
But it has
Thursday.
to be a clue.
It's
Why would you name this category? It's a party deer.
Could it have to do with like dress code, like tuxedo, suit and tie?
James Bond something? Is it a James Bond villain name? I mean, we're going to go Thursday because we don't have a damn better answer.
Yeah, maybe there's a connection we don't like. I told Jonathan this. I was trying to think. Thor doesn't talk about parties.
What about just Thursday? What about it being a trick question and the answer is Thursday?
And like Thursday is the new Friday, aka weekend partying starts now.
I'm just as an option.
Thor's.
I am gonna need an answer, friend.
Wouldn't we know if the German word for a day was also the English word of a day? Like, aren't we of a mind where we would just... Okay.
No, I don't know any German. No.
Aren't we smart enough where that would have registered at some point?
And we're going to continue to tip our hat to Ravenclaw and lock in with Thursday.
Thursday with a question mark.
Yeah, that's important. Don't forget that.
I have included it. What have you got for me, Nick and Justin?
All right. So we asked, after you asked the question, we asked you to paste.
It better not be a hootenanny. I'll be upset.
We asked you to paste the category into the chat because I was staring at what I had typed for the category it's party deer, and then I realized that something made me want you to ask. I wanted to ask you to post it in the chat. So you did, and it's a party, DEER, deer. Not DEAR. So that's why I wanted to quietly ask you to post that in the chat so that we could see the difference in the spelling. If in fact there was a difference in the spelling. So I know that a lot of German words end in Stag. S-T-A-G, stag being a type of deer. So we went the same route that Jonathan and Cameron did, trying to piece together from the clue what it was. So we immediately, Justin and I started talking about trying to name parties. And Justin immediately threw out Yule Ball, which again was funny to me because immediately when I thought party, I thought D&D, Baldur's Gate, like putting together a party of people. So like I was thinking like the Fellowship of the Ring. We ended up coming up with a word in German that we think means party, which is fest, like Oktoberfest. So we went with Festtag.
Huh.
Festtag.
Yeah.
I haven't been pasting any of the categories. That was in response to a chat.
Okay.
So, yeah. 10 points to Ravenclaw. It is not Thursday. The clue was Stags. Tag is the German word for day. And you've got Sonntag for Sunday. Montag is Monday. Thursday is connected to Thor in the sense that Thor is the god of thunder. Does anyone know the word for thunder in German?
Donner.
Blitzen.
Blitzen is lightning. Donner is thunder.
So Donnerstag
5 is Robin Williams' joke.
The Donner Party.
Donnerstag is the correct answer. Donnerstag.
I should have gone with the reindeer thing that I initially.
No,
you did. That was the first thing you said.
We weren't close.
Round 4, question 2. Is that where we're at?
Yes.
Round 4, question 2. This sort of thing ain't my bag, baby.
What is your bag?
Which British fashion house, known for its signature beige check, actually saw a spike in online searches when a character on Succession mocked its $2,900 tote for being, and I quote, ludicrously capacious.
Let me think for a minute. Sure, it can't hurt.
I'm okay locking in with that if you are, Jonathan.
Give me just another minute. I want to. It's a solid. It's a solid answer as a guess, but I do want to see if I can think of any other British fashion houses that it could be.
Jonathan, you and I are the same person. We just
we definitely do strategy the same. I think that's the best I am going to get, Cameron.
Then let's do that. Let's fine.
Let's do that. All right. We're going to lock in.
Justin, what do you got?
Well, fashion is my weakest subject, so I can list you what little fashion brands I know, such as Hanes or Fruit of the Loom.
I almost want to answer Fruit of the Loom just because that's an amazing reference for this
Fruit
kind of
the Loom.
Yeah. First and foremost, what was the actual line? Signature beige check. That British fashion beige check that screams Burberry. It's yelling directly in my face. It's saying, pick me as an answer. No matter what you come up with, it's not going to be as good as that. The other thing that is in my head when I hear beige check is Louis Vuitton. And since Louis Vuitton is more fashion bag, is more bag centric, as far as I know, as far as fashion goes, I feel like Louis Vuitton is a better answer. But Louis Vuitton might also be French and not at all
I don't
British.
believe it's English.
Whereas Burberry definitely is British.
I'd go with the one
Louis
we know
Vuitton.
is definitely.
Yeah. So, okay. So we're going to lock in with Burberry because that's what the answer has to be. And if it's not that, then I don't care.
I need you to care, Nick.
Jonathan,
You're
Cameron.
carrying this team.
What was that discussion on the Facebook group a while back where a person said, there's one category of questions where, quote, somebody else can have the points because I don't need to remember that.
Yeah, in my head, I see a beige bag with a plaid pattern on it, and the logo on the side of it, it says Burberry for me. And yeah, Nick, it's exactly the same thought. Like, that's like, wait a minute, there's got to be something else, right? Can I think of anything else? No, that's what I can think of. So we said Burberry.
Because that's like the Louis Vuitton pattern is kind of like a beige, like a gold checkered pattern on a brown background. Like
Fair
it's
enough.
in the same vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
But it can't be that.
Well, both teams said Burberry, and thank God for that, because Burberry is your correct answer. Points
Cameron,
all
it's been a slide, man. I'm glad we got one right.
We got a footing.
Okay, let's keep that up, friends. Round 4, question 3. Your category is Gee Whiz. Abu Bakr was the first individual, and Abdul Majid II was the last to hold what title of leadership in the Ummah, or worldwide Islamic community?
Oh, your answer is probably better.
Oh, we're thinking the same things. You probably had the right terminology, though. That's exactly what I was going at.
It is?
The last thing you said was, like, that whole thing was in my mind when I was saying that clue. Yeah. So,
yeah, when you said that clue, that's what it brought to me.
all right.
I'm down with that. That's cool. That's cool.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We feel good. Yeah.
All right. Cool. We're going to lock in.
Yeah.
We have no expectation of getting anything right at this point, but we're happy to participate.
We're having fun. Our feet are kicked up. We're clinking glasses of sparkling water here.
I'm glad you're here.
No idea where Gee Whiz fits into this. So, Justin, here is my thought process, and I'm just going to read off essentially what I just wrote. After the events of Ender's Game, Ender's friend Ali goes on in the Ender's Shadows series to become the head of the Islamic State. He becomes the head of a coalition of Islamic countries, and they name him the Caliph. So I believe the Caliph of a caliphate, the Caliph is the leader of the worldwide Islamic community. And that's what I'm resting on. That's what I'm betting on, is that term from that book is accurate, and that Abu Bakr was the first ever Caliph of the Islamic community.
I think that's a great answer. I also went into the category clue, hopefully a clue of Gee Whiz, and started listing off like Grand Wizard, High Wizard, Court Magician.
Right. Yeah, you asked what Jafar's position was in Aladdin.
Yep.
Which
Vizier.
I believe was the vizier. Yeah.
Sounds like wizard.
Yeah.
Your reasoning with Caliph, I do like. I was just throwing darts, seeing where they stuck.
Yeah, that's a term for the leader of an Islamic community that I am aware of, in a book that I've read a billion times. Whether Orson Scott Card made it up, I don't believe so. I think Caliph is an actual position. So
yes, I will trust your Ender's Game knowledge, because you were able to recite that very well.
yeah. Okay, we're gonna lock in with Caliph.
Caliph, Jonathan, Cameron, what do you got?
Use whatever access point you got. Yeah.
I mean, I threw out Caliph. A Caliph is the leader of a caliphate, and a caliphate is an Islamic community for sure. I like that. That's exactly where my mind went. And we were parsing the category, and then Cameron, you had an idea. You had a thought.
Well, Jonathan spelled Gee Whiz the way I normally do, of GEE space WHIZ. I wondered if it was GEE space WIZ. Though it occurs to me, we could have asked Clint to just paste it for us all to see, but we did not do that. So I wondered if that clue was supposed to tangentially point us to the fact that the answer is a word that sometimes gets associated with wizards and magic. Our streams of thought overlapped, but they weren't identical with yours. So my mind went to Aladdin, and The messenger confirmed that Jonathan's mind did as well, and we locked in with something you said, Nick, but sort of dismissed. We said Grand Vizier.
Okay, they have locked in with Grand Vizier. I have good news and bad news.
Great.
So
we have no
good news to Ravenclaw.
Points. 10 points to Ravenclaw?
No, I said that.
Oh,
I said that.
I was about to say, damn, I thought somebody got something.
You picked up on my second instance of a little cunning spelling. I did intend for it to be capital W-I-Z in the category title Gee Whiz. Bad news is it has nothing to do with wizards or Aladdin. It's actually a reference to a musician. You
Wiz
may
Khalifa.
know him as Wiz Khalifa, which is cognate to the word caliph. And so 10 points to Nick and Justin for that
And Orson
question.
Scott Card.
And to Orson Scott Card. At the end of round 4, it's Nick and Justin with 82 points, Jonathan and Cameron at 48.
Well, you know, Cameron, I mean, honestly, we've left a good 20 or 30 points on the table with things that we were at or things that we were close to and just didn't follow through.
We're fine. If we'll adjust this for inflation afterwards. It'll look great in post.
Absolutely.
I mean, we started with the right answer there and went away from it. That's a shame.
Yeah.
I'm not smart enough to get away from the initial thought. I don't question things like that.
Okay. I'm going to call another audible and swap in what I hope will be a slightly easier question here.
What is the name of the Harry Potter house headed by Rowena? No.
Headed by Rowena Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Round 5, question 1. Your category is movies before and after.
Oh, God.
Well,
Another
go,
before
Nick.
and after. Oh, I hate these.
Why do you hate them?
I'm so bad at it. Yeah, Justin, this is all going to be on you because that's
just got hippopotamus see TV. That wasn't
I
easy.
did. No, I did get that one. I did. That was the first one I've ever got. But Aaron did a whole round of the. Whenever these happen, my brain breaks. It's like I can get some of parts of the things, but I can't put them together.
Well, we'll see how you do on it. Movies before and after. I'm thinking of a 1994 spy action comedy, the third highest grossing film that year, for which Jamie Lee Curtis won a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy. But I don't want you to name that movie. Instead, form a before and after using the first and last names of the 2 top-billed male actors in that film who play the main character and his best friend coworker. And I will put that for you in the chat.
Okay.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, I'm not looking at the chat, so that's not giving anything away. But
No, not third highest grossing.
Well, check this thing coming your way. Maybe.
I did doubt myself. We're locked in.
No.
oh, great.
No. Okay.
And I'm going to run to the bathroom while you debate out loud.
Locked in spy action comedy. There's no spying.
Okay, you're right.
that.
You're right. So it's not The Mask.
And Jamie Lee Curtis is not in there. Jamie Lee Curtis.
I interpreted. Oh, okay. So the first
She
sentence
won a
of
Golden
this
Globe
question,
for Best Actress in a Comedy or Musical that year, and for this movie, which is the third highest grossing movie.
my mind was overthinking this. I thought it was basically a before and after within a before and after. But the first sentence is just.
It is. The names of the people who are in it are the before and after.
But the names.
But we got to
from
figure out the
one
movie first. Yes.
One movie. Okay.
So Jamie Lee Curtis was in True Lies, which is not a comedy.
No.
What
Yeah.
else was in 94 that had Jamie Lee Curtis? Trading Places was the 80s.
I'm just trying to think. Name spy action comedy, and I'm.
Yeah, I know. It's not going to be Spy Hard, which no way that was the third highest grossing film of any year.
No, but I like. Yeah, touche. But I like this to get the ideas churning here. I mean, my mind says Austin Powers, but 94 is the wrong year.
Jamie Lee Curtis isn't in it.
Form a before and after using the first and last names of the 2 top-billed male actors.
And the best friend coworker. So a Jamie Lee Curtis movie where coworker is a unique word. It really usually applies to an office situation.
That's where my Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. And 2 male characters. The fact that they qualified male makes me think that there's at least a female in the lead, but it's probably Jamie.
Loaded Weapon, Lethal Weapon 2. That could be like a spy action comedy, but she's not in it. 48 Hours? Another 48 Hours? Like a Nick Nolte, Eddie Murphy thing?
I'm unfamiliar with those, but here's another angle, like using Eddie Murphy as an example. Do we know an actor whose first name is Murphy?
No.
Yeah, because that's another. Well, okay, but who else is in Beverly Hills Cop, Police Academy? Spy action comedy. Naked Gun? No.
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie.
You have 1 minute left.
A spy action comedy, 94.
Jim Carrey and Carrie. Princess Bride. Carrie El. No. No.
Jim Carrey Elvis. That's not terrible as a guess if we have to.
Right. Not saying I can guarantee they have ever been in the same room together, let alone a movie.
Keep thinking of new things.
Yeah. Steve Martin. This wouldn't be Steve Martin short. Watch us say the answer at some point here, but not know it and just blow right past it.
That's not terrible. Steve Martin short, like Three Amigos they did together. They might have done like a Spies Who Love
in the midst of Father and the Bride and other stuff.
15.
Okay,
I like that better than the Carrie Elwes thing, actually.
Steve Martin short will be our answer.
Sure.
All right, Nick, take us to school.
So when he asked the question, 1994 spy action comedy, immediately my knee-jerk post into the chat was True Lies. Then he mentioned that Jamie Lee Curtis was in it. Jamie Lee Curtis absolutely is in True Lies.
Tom Arnold Schwarzenegger?
And then he wanted the 2.
Really?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is the lead.
How is True Lies a comedy?
True Lies is absolutely a spy action comedy.
Is it?
That is 100% the category it goes in. 1,000%. 1,000% the category it goes in.
We were there from the very beginning, but I thought that was an action movie, not a comedy.
More of a comedy than it is it's both. It's a spy action comedy. Tom Arnold is in there. He's walking the dog in the rain. He's always laughing.
Am I getting my Schwarzenegger movies confused? What happens in True Lies in the beginning?
In the very beginning of True Lies?
What's True Lies? What's True Lies?
True Lies is
Jamie
Get
Lee
to the
Curtis.
Chopper.
No, that's Predator.
Okay, well, I remember people hanging off of a damn helicopter.
That happens. Okay, so True Lies is Tom Arnold and Arnold Schwarzenegger are spies. Arnold Schwarzenegger's the guy in the field. Tom Arnold's the guy in the van. And Jamie Lee Curtis is his wife, who thinks he's like an insurance salesman and doesn't know who he is. So it's basically Jamie Lee Curtis is sort of the fish out of water, finding out about her husband in the spy thing. Yeah, he saves her from a falling limousine with Tia Carrera in it, and she's hanging from him from the helicopter. That is part of the action of the spy action.
That's what I get for only knowing advertisements for movies and never actually watching them.
Yeah.
The first thing I said was True Lies before we even finished reading the question, and just was like, well, it's not that, and so just left it there alone like a doofus.
Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, how many spy action movies with Jamie Lee Curtis can you name?
Absolutely none, Nick.
Well,
as apparent by the 5 minutes that we tried.
Nick, did you guys say what your answer is?
No, Jonathan said it for us. It's Tom Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. What we did, well, I said it's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Tom, what's his face? Oh God, please let me be able to pull his name. And then I went, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's Tom Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's the answer. I'm so smart.
Were you
the answer
expecting
is
there
Tom
to be
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And the Golden Globes did classify that apparently as a comedy.
Absolutely is.
You know, I could have leaned more into that. The Golden Globe categorization is
suspect
not as clean cut
as
what you think of. Yeah.
We haven't watched it.
Of the terrorists. Oh, you haven't seen it? It's really good. It's a great movie.
I've never heard anybody say those words.
You know what, Jonathan? One of the top spy action comedies of all time.
I hate you so
much.
Third highest grossing film of 1994.
Yeah, it was a huge hit. It's a great.
Oh, no. Okay, round 5, question 2. Your category is 7-letter science.
Science!
In human anatomy, it's an adjective associated with the structure of the eye. In quantum chemistry, it's a noun associated with the electron wave function. What is this 7-letter O word that's also a very relevant adjective for NASA engineers?
Jonathan, what you just sent me is exactly what I wrote down and started counting.
Oh, yeah. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Justin, you got it.
It can't be that easy, though.
We'll lock in.
Okay, Justin and Nick are locked in.
It can't be optical, can it? Because that's, to me, optical is associated with eyes,
Absolutely.
but not necessarily the structure of the eye.
What is another O word that we associate with eyes?
When we talk about the O-rings in NASA, is there a word that O stands for? Maybe not.
Don't know. Optical is associated. Is it a noun associated with the electron wave function?
Optics is not 7 letters.
Right. But also, couldn't optical, in regards to the NASA part, couldn't that be a word that comes into conversation when you're building giant satellites or things of that sort?
Orbital.
Ooh. G-A-O. Atoms. Yes. Okay.
Because an eye can be considered an orbital.
Yes.
An orbital
And,
can be a noun. Orbital would
electrons.
definitely be NASA.
There we go. I like
I
that
like
better.
orbital better than optical.
Okay. Let's lock that in.
All right, we're going to say orbital.
Locked in with orbital, Nick and Justin.
Yep, I also put orbital because eyes are orbs, and that's 7 letters.
Yep. As I was counting the number of letters in optics, Justin said orbital, and we immediately locked that in.
Okay, both teams have said orbital as their answer. And for the 7th time this game, both teams have a correct answer.
That
Well
means
done.
that we have not answered a correct thing without them also answering that correct thing.
I don't think that's
No
happened.
comment.
Yeah, but how many points does Ravenclaw have?
I bet we're
Still
tied.
58, I think.
Score update at the end of the round. One more question.
At the end of the round, we'll have a score update.
Yep.
But for right now, it is round 5, question 3. Your category is music.
Music.
In the summer of 2023, what colorful foursome became the first musical act to gain over 90 million subscribers on YouTube and counting?
Yeah, I think I like my answer better. Like, I have no thunder. I'm just, it hits all the points.
Ooh, okay.
All right, you're going to lock in with that, Justin?
Yep.
All right, we're locked in.
I got 2 good answers here.
Yeah, but I liked the second one, even though I'm not familiar with it, because I like the idea of a color or 2 colors being in the answer.
Yeah, so the first thing that I said is the Wiggles, because the Wiggles literally put on sellout shows everywhere, hugely popular. You could say that their clothes are very colorful, very popular. The second thing that I came up with was Blackpink, which is a K-pop band. I believe it's 4 women. I hope it's not 5. If it's 5, then boy, I'm just barking up the wrong tree here.
What?
But they are extremely popular, and YouTube is a worldwide application, so a K-pop band is more likely to reach these kind of heights because they have the full audience of more countries than just English speaking. So yeah, I could go either way, but I think Blackpink might be better.
I like Blackpink better. And I'm looking at this question again, and I'm realizing we only just now reached a point where a musical act has 90 million subscribers. So I'm assuming this isn't counting like Taylor Swift's YouTube channel or something, unless I'm just skewed in my head.
The subscribers are not the same as views.
Oh, as opposed to views.
Yeah, this isn't views. This is subscribers. This means when you post something, 90 million people get a notification.
Then let's definitely do K-pop as the angle then.
Yeah, we're going to go with Blackpink.
I was going to say Baby Shark has like 8 billion views.
So I said that, Nick, because the group is Pink Fong, but I was like, any chance that's a musical act?
Yeah. So yeah, we a color named musical group with a militant following. Blackpink was where we ended up.
Okay. Both teams have said Blackpink. The Wiggles are colorful, but this is Blackpink. Both teams get the points.
All right.
Thank you. Maybe we can avoid getting locked out before the final.
We're on track to stay alive.
Round 5. Both teams did a lot better than the average for this game. But Nick and Justin are still pulling ahead with a further lead. The score is Nick and Justin 112, Jonathan and Cameron 68. Whew. Round 6, question 1. Your category is Geography.
Geography.
The prime meridian passes through the territory of exactly 2 EU member states. Name them.
Both of them.
Please.
If you wanted to make it easier, you could say one of them.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys want to vote?
No, I see you trying to get Ravenclaw more points.
Sorry, I was texting my mother. What was the question? All right, I'm reading it. Hold on.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks for being a team player.
And if you're a Patreon at this level, you can compete with people who are too busy texting family to help you out.
Yeah.
You know, Cameron, do you have any thoughts other than the ones I named? Because those two are probably my best thoughts.
I like your second one better than any guesses I was going to form, and my guesses were being formed based on your first one, just on the basis that one is for sure true. Because if that's not it, this is a cruel question.
I mean, I would argue that some of these are cruel.
We have battle scars, but we can still keep our wits about us. Are you suggesting we lock in with those? Because I'm okay with that. And
I am.
We're
locked in.
Damn it!
Well, we said it first.
Jinx.
All right, now we can talk. It's fine.
We will talk.
The prime meridian is running north to south, and I believe it's, I would say, kind of close to the middle of the Atlantic, but not really middle, a little bit further to the east. And if I feel like it gets close to Africa, but not directly on Africa. Mm-hmm. And so 2 EU members. I hope Iceland is an EU member. I'm guessing Iceland could be the first, and south from there, perhaps off the coast of Morocco, are the Spanish Canary Islands, and so we're guessing Iceland and Spain.
Iceland and Spain. What have we got from the other team?
Well, I wasn't paying much attention early on, so we had a lot less time to get to this than Jonathan.
We locked in before we did.
Yeah, that's kind of my point.
Oh, God. Insufferable. Wait for it. Bull.
The prime meridian runs through Greenwich in the UK. Greenwich Mean Time, I believe, is the prime meridian. That's the 0 hour or something. Except the UK isn't in the EU, which I think is where the trick of the question comes from. But going vertically up and down from Greenwich in the UK, you would go through France and Spain. So we said France and Spain, which I believe are in the EU.
Your correct answer is France and Spain.
All right.
Sorry, Cameron. I thought the prime meridian was further west than that.
I was with you.
It does. Interesting little bit of flavor I'll add to this. The prime meridian also intersects territory that is claimed by Norway in Antarctica, but Norway is also not an EU member.
Correct.
Is Iceland EU?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to say Iceland is in Europe.
That's not the question.
Iceland is not in the EU. They are not in the EU.
Not a member.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, do Iceland and Canary Islands live along the same longitude?
I think Iceland is a lot further.
Hey, how far down on the shelf can I find to put my pride?
I'm looking at it. It's not far off. Iceland is tiny bit west. In fact, the eastern tip of Iceland might line up with the western tip of Africa.
Western.
Yeah. Round 6, question 2. Your category is, now that's what I call synergy. In 2017, which gig economy company was acquired by IKEA? According to a press release from IKEA's CEO, entering the on-demand sharing economy will help the company make its customers' lives a little bit easier.
What was the category?
Now that's what I call synergy.
God.
All right, I am going to ask the teams to give me an answer, please.
The last thing I put down might be the best I'm coming up with for now. I feel like that is going to be where we're going here. I can't remember the name.
Then let's lock in with what you just said and that I just repeated back to you, and we'll save our brain cells for the next question.
All right. You got to answer, Nick.
So now that's what I call music is a conglomerate album of the 90s, going back to the category, but I don't think that has anything to do with it. I threw out Postmates. I've never used Postmates, but I believe I thought it was a service of like asking people to do stuff for you. Like, can you pick up this package and take it to this other place? Or can you grab me a cable from Best Buy and bring it to where I'm at? And then we kind of realized that no, maybe Postmates is just a delivery service. So
for food.
Yeah, Todoist was one that I think one of my hosts have used for something like that, which is where I get the, can you grab a cable that I need from a place and bring it to me? But I think TaskRabbit is the answer. That's the biggest one of those services. So we went with TaskRabbit.
TaskRabbit.
I hate you so much. That's the words I was looking for, Cameron. I was like, green something.
That's integrated on IKEA's website?
Yeah, when you order from IKEA, you can click a button and have them come and assemble it after it gets delivered.
Right, and that's like, can you put this piece of furniture together for me? Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, green something, pass something bug, something fly, something dog, something help. We locked something hound. We locked in with assembly hound. I mean,
assembly hound.
I could not come up with it.
Well, we have assembly hound and TaskRabbit. The correct answer is TaskRabbit.
All right.
Is the TaskRabbit logo green?
They redesigned their logo recently. I saw in my researchers. It is now no rabbit.
Blue and yellow for some reason.
TaskRabbit. Very simple
All
logo.
right.
A text mark.
Right.
Round 6, question 3. This is
It
your
is green
last
though, Jonathan. Yeah.
question.
Yeah, that's why I said something green.
Yeah. Okay.
Round 6, question 3. I was not told there was any statistics. My first name is a city, and my last name is an animal. I'm considered a pioneer in data visualization, especially for my use of something called a polar area diagram, or circular histogram, and in 1859, I was elected to the Royal Statistical Society, but I'm best remembered as a pioneer in a different field altogether. Who am I? There's a lot there. I'll read that again for the listeners, yeah?
Sure. Yeah.
My first name is a city, and my last name is an animal. I'm considered a pioneer in data visualization, especially for my use of something called a polar area diagram or circular histogram. And in 1859, I was elected to the Royal Statistical Society. But I'm best remembered as a pioneer in a different field altogether. Who am I?
Is his name TaskRabbit?
City of Task, North Carolina.
Cozumel Hound.
I think the only way we're getting here is through the name clues. I don't think we're going to know the answer without that.
Tell you what, it's been a real game, hasn't it, friends? If both teams want a clue, I will give an extra clue here.
I would say yes.
I would say absolutely not, because we have nothing. So a clue isn't going to help us, but it might help us. Sure. Give us a clue.
All right. Your extra additional information is that I am a woman.
I was... Yeah, I was wondering that as well.
You want to lock in with Bloemfontein Capybara?
That's a good one. I was trying to think of a fun one.
You want ours? Capetown Armadillo, Honolulu Jackal, Chongqing Meerkat.
Folks, you have about 1 minute left.
Beep. Yeah, no, we're locked in. Oh. Justin nailed it 100%.
What?
That's absolutely the answer.
Don't listen to Nick. He's talking. He's taking your mind away from thinking.
We are locked in.
They are locked in. Guys, you have 30 seconds.
Well, the joke, half joke answer of Paris Fox, tigress,
elephant, rhino,
last name. So many different things could be a last name.
Monkey.
The first name.
Then name them.
The first name at that point in time is presumably a name that is just so classically, traditionally feminine. Like Paris could fit, or
can you think of another?
Something that ends with A, like Barcelona.
Marguerite.
There you go. Yeah.
Adeline. Adelaide.
Kansas City. Los Angeles.
Atlanta.
All right, gentlemen. This is time.
Virginia?
That's not a city.
True. Virginia.
You know what?
Wolf.
What? Virginia Wolf? Yeah, that's not
Virginia
bad.
Beach
Virginia
Wolf.
Beach
Just
Wolf.
make it a city.
All right.
If we
how about San Francisco Chupacabra?
Oh, I went to that baseball game just the other day.
Yeah.
Let's do it. That's our answer.
Okay.
All right. San Francisco Chupacabra.
Can you put them out of their misery?
Justin.
It's all about the birds. So going through a list, a lot of last names are birds. So finally, after going through a couple different iterations, came to Nightingale, and first name of Florence. Florence Nightingale.
Oh.
Yeah, this was a big part of it was what are women Jonathan's lying down now.
That was not intentional. I'm here.
We saw, Jonathan, this is what we saw. Just the microphone.
Every part of my body just like dipped down out of my screen.
Well, you said Clint gave us the hint that it was a female, and we went, okay, in the 1850s, what are occupations known for being female? And we stumbled on nursing, and then what famous nurses can we name? So, yeah, that's where we went to.
I don't think you need to tell me that. I don't think you need me to tell you that the correct answer is Florence Nightingale. She was also a statistician, it turns out.
Much better than our initial guess of Capetown Armadillo.
When I woke up this morning, I thought, hey, it's a normal day. I'm still me. Nope. Nope. No.
This half of the game has been, I'm afraid, the Nick and Justin half. And at the end of round 6, your score is 142, Nick and Justin, to 68, Jonathan and Cameron.
Y'all have 142? We got locked out.
Oh, my God.
How'd you get that high?
I don't know.
We've been talking about this being a tough game, but Nick and Justin answered 8 of 9 questions correctly in the second half.
142 points
Oh, jeez. Did y'all sweep round 6?
Yes.
And round 5.
Prime Meridian, IKEA, and Florence Nightingale, along with Blackpink, Orbital, and True Lies.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the gauntlet.
Let's do it.
Your gauntlet category.
It is very rare to have a pre-gauntlet lockout.
Yeah.
Completely, Cameron completely dominated.
I didn't even think we were doing that well. Like I'm still feeling badly from the first round. Like we gotta step it up here.
No, it turns out you really picked it up in the second half.
Yeah, 8 out of 9 in the second half is a solid score.
So your gauntlet category today is Welcome to Paradise. Get those wagers into me. Not that I guess it makes a difference.
142 to what?
142 to 68. You guys could go all in.
We could.
Really, really crush them under your heel.
All right, we're locked in. Our wagers locked in.
Yeah.
Both teams have locked in their wagers. Is that correct?
Yes.
That is correct.
All right. Your first question in the gauntlet. Welcome to Paradise. On February 11th. Super Bowl 58 is scheduled to take place at Allegiant Stadium, marking the very first time the big game will kick off in what U.S. state?
Cameron, we can lock that in.
Yeah, we're locked in.
Both teams locked in quickly. What?
Hold on. Right. Wait. I want to make sure Cameron agrees with me.
Oh, okay.
What was the last part you said? Marking the first time what?
The big game will kick off in what U.S. state?
Am I in the wrong place? I might be thinking of the wrong place.
Oh, yeah.
I think I might be mixing up these two words.
Yes. However, it is no longer called the first one. I think it's called This Now instead of the... Oh, no.
I hate these stadium names. Yeah, we can go with your answer, please.
Yeah, it has to be that, right? Like, surely it's never been there before.
No, surely.
Don't call me.
It could have been, and don't call me Shirley.
We're locking in with... Yep. Okay.
All right. Second question in your Welcome to Paradise gauntlet. What legendary guitarist chimed in during a songwriting session with the lyric, "Where the grass is green and the girls are pretty," as well as a different, less wholesome rhyme that was overruled by the band?
All right, we can lock in.
Yep.
I have to admit, I am surprised that they ruled out any less wholesome rhymes. The album is full of less wholesome rhymes.
We're locked in.
Okay. Both teams are locked in. Your third question in the Welcome to Paradise gauntlet. Among the notables who welcomed Dante to Paradiso in the Divine Comedy is which 13th century Dominican priest and theologian whom Catholics revere as the Dr. Angelicus or angelic teacher? Dr. Angelicus would be a great supervillain name.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, Judge Angelicus,
Doctor Who, Dr. Angelicus.
Dr. Judge Angelicus.
Esquire.
Dr. Jellicle Cat.
Oh, no, back up.
You've gone too far.
That's the best name. I don't think I'm going to come up with another name.
Let's lock in with that. I've heard. Yeah.
All right, we'll lock in.
We'll lock him.
Okay, so both teams have locked in on all three questions. Let's go back and hear your answers. First question, on February 11th, Super Bowl 58 will take place at Allegiant Stadium the first time in what state? Jonathan and Cameron.
Cameron saved us from this. I was going to make a dumb statement.
Understandably, Jonathan was ready to just quickly lock in with Houston, Texas, but my basically native...
Reliant, not Allegiant.
Yeah, he said Reliant, which used to be the name of where the Texans play. I also have a clear memory of at least one Super Bowl being in Houston. I think it was the... Trigger warning for Atlanta fans. I think it was 28-3. I think that was Houston. However, I do think I have heard of Allegiant being the name of the stadium in Vegas. Relatively new place for an NFL presence. Totally makes sense to have a Super Bowl in the new-ish stadium. So for the first state, we're hoping it's Nevada.
Nevada, what do you say, Nick and Justin?
Yeah, Legion Stadium, brand new $1 billion stadium in the middle of the, biggest, that's not the biggest little city in the world, that's Reno. In the middle of the big gambling town of Vegas. We also said Nevada.
Nevada and Nevada. Question number 2. Which legendary guitarist chimed in with Where the Grass is Green and the Girls Are Pretty in the song Paradise City? Nick and Justin.
The only guitarist that we can name in GNR would be Slash.
Based off of the little bit we heard Nick say at the end, I suspect we had remarkably similar conversations of, could it really be anyone else?
I mean, you have Duff, the bassist, and Izzy Stradlin, the rhythm guitarist.
Yeah.
But Slash is the only one of those considered legendary.
Stradlin was the name we were trying to think of. Yeah.
If that's a trap, we're all falling in it together.
So we said Slash. What do you think the rhyme was?
Take me down to the Paradise City.
Something where the people smell beep beep or shake a beep beep or
Oh dear.
I mean, there's something.
Get out of the big city.
No, less wholesome.
No, yeah, that's fair.
Where the girls are fat and they have big.
That's a good
Is that it?
Is that it?
Yes, that is it.
Wow.
Okay, question 3. Who was that theologian that greeted Dante in Paradiso? Jonathan and Cameron.
Just really did not know. I mean, I feel like the person that I named is 300 years later than this. But we're obviously past the point of winning, and this was a name that founded the Jesuits. We said Ignatius Loyola.
Okay, Nick and Justin.
We said St. Paul.
The long-lived.
Yeah, we were trying to come up with the
Dominican.
Yeah. Well, maybe it was a different Paul. I don't know. We were trying to come up with the patron saint of
Paolo
teachers. We ended up with a patron saint. Whatever. Like you said, it's 5 points on the line.
The patron saint of and other duties as assigned.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go back and review these answers and see what we've got. The Super Bowl will be held for the first time in 2024 in the city of Paradise, Nevada, in the greater Las Vegas area.
Nope.
Number 2, Izzy Stradlin does play the guitar, I guess, but the legendary guitarist I was looking for is Saul Hudson, a.k.a. Slash. Both teams got that one as well. I think it won't surprise you, doesn't surprise you to learn that St. Paul was not a 13th century theologian. And Jonathan, you're right. Ignatius Loyola is a little bit later. I had to look that up. I thought it was a pretty good guess, actually. The gentleman we're looking for is the author of a work called Summa Theologica.
Oh, it's Thomas Aquinas.
Thomas Aquinas. That's the man. So
really,
neither team gets the gauntlet correct. Yeah. Yes. Really. I promise.
So what you're saying is. What you're saying is Ravenclaw just doubled up on their 10 point gauntlet for Ravenclaw with nobody getting it correct.
That's correct. Ravenclaw runs away with this game. As an academic matter, I guess you guys should share what your wagers were. What was your wager, Jonathan and Cameron?
Pretty
we
easy.
wanted to finish with a respectable score.
And we will.
That's right. There's no more respectable choice than to try and bet it all and end with 0. So that's what we did. We wagered 68.
68 points, leaving it with a final score of 0, putting it all on the line. Nick and Justin, did you wager all of your points, leading to a tie game and a rock, paper, scissors?
We bet 141.
You bet 140. Really?
For real?
No,
For real?
I'm kidding. No,
I'm like,
no.
beeps, you did. I'm not even going to respond to this.
Yeah, no, 68 points doubled up would be 136. We bet 5, bringing us down to a total of 137.
So, with a final score of 137 to 0, your
That's
winners
you.
for today's game are Nick and Justin. Congratulations.
Good job.
I
everyone.
mean, y'all did really good.
You did.
Really good. And
I'm actually
Cameron's a
shocked.
smart guy, and I'm not dumb. I just don't think it was our day.
struggled.
These
We
questions were
struggled,
not hitting you guys where you lived.
No.
No.
By the way,
Even when
Jonathan,
they did, we missed it.
the name of this episode is Any City That You Want, combined with any animal that you want.
We gotta think of the funniest, right?
I like Capetown Armadillo.
Oh,
Yeah.
how about Ankara jellyfish?
Yeah, it's fine.
That's the one, too.
Yeah,
Insert city, insert animal.
that was a hell of a game. So first off, huge thanks to Clint for writing that game, pulling it together, and guest hosting today. Good job,
Excellent
Clint.
work. Good job.
Good job.
Thank you. Happy to do it.
And before we go, we like to give everybody a chance to do shout-outs and promote causes that they care about. Justin, you're the winning team, so we're going to start with you.
Thank you. I will first shout out my lovely fiance, Deja. Thank you for letting me take this opportunity today to play this game.
Thank you, Deja.
Thanks, Deja.
For everyone else, it's still early in the year. Even if you stumble with those New Year's resolutions, just get back up and keep going. My New Year's resolution is to get out and play more trivia out in the Kansas City community.
Cool.
So hopefully I can do that. And if you're out and about in the Kansas City area, feel free to find me on the Facebook group and maybe we can get together and form a team.
Yeah, calling
Heck
Will
yeah, that's
Gilbert
awesome.
and Mary Randazzo. Oh, no, they're in St. Louis. Never mind.
That's St.
I'm wrong.
Louis.
That's an entirely different city.
Takeaway
All right,
points.
very cool. Thank you, Justin. All right, Cameron, over to you.
A big thank you to my lovely wife, Marina, who is holding the fort down for our son and dog, and look forward to saying hi to you in just a few minutes. We are proud to support Trivia Warfare via Patreon. I will give a verbal shout out to 2 other shows. I would support them if we had more money in the bank. Second and third favorite ones right here. If you like Trivia Warfare, give Triviality a listen. You probably already know it, but give them a shout out.
Sure.
And the other one is one that Jonathan, you made as a shout out on this show before. I love Brain Ladle Trivia. I don't get why they're not as popular as the other shows we've listed. So if you are like me and you drive a lot and you enjoy pub trivia, that might help round it out. After you listen to Trivial Warfare, of course, because they're the best.
Very
And things that are
Thank
blank.
you very much.
The whole network.
All right. And Clint, we're going to end with you.
Oh, hey, I guess I'd like to give just a quick shout out to my wife and daughter, Jess and Av. Thanks for giving me the time the last couple evenings to work on putting this game together and this afternoon to host it. And I'll see you in a minute.
Outstanding. And Clint, do not worry about Cameron and I's score. The game was quality. The fact that Nick and Justin scored what they did, that reveals that this was not the game. This was us in this moment.
Hate the players, not the game. Got it.
You got it. All right, y'all. So that's going to wrap us up. So for Clint, for Cameron, for Justin, and for Nick, my name's Jonathan. This has been episode number 462 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.